Hello YouTube, this is Let's Talk Horror and welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so I had to jump on here today because we got a massive update on what is next for the Halloween franchise. As we all know, in October we got the massive news that Miramax had won the bidding war between themselves and A24 for the rights to a Halloween TV series, and that essentially a Halloween cinematic universe and Halloween television series was in development. And we hadn't really heard anything since then. Now, I had always felt like, hey, if you're pretty much announcing a Halloween universe, you're not going to sit on that for 2, 3, 4 years. A Halloween cinematic universe, I should say. That is not something that you're going to sit on for 2, 3, 4 years. That is something you're going to make a priority, and you're going to want to get the next Halloween project out there to kick off that universe. So I didn't think we were going to have to wait that long, but now this is just confirmation to me that, yeah, whatever is coming fast. This is not going to be like a decade-long wait, or it isn't intended to be a decade-long wait like we had with Rob Zombie. Trancas and Miramax are trying to get this thing kicked off pretty soon. And I bring this up because it's everywhere, everyone's talking about it, but in case you haven't heard, Mark Helwig, I believe he's the head of worldwide television for Miramax, did an interview, and he talked about other things like The Gentleman and stuff, but obviously the big thing in the horror community was he gave a major update on the Halloween franchise, and he gave this interview with Deadline and talked about the Halloween TV series. So let's get it up right here. I'm sure I will have this up on your screen in the video. So here we go. Here is what Mark Helwig is quoted on saying about the Halloween TV series. Quote unquote, "We're on a fast track. It's a big priority for us. We've had lots of exciting conversations in recent months with a number of really talented people, and I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what we're going to be doing very soon. We're hoping to lock down the creative team very soon." He goes on to say, "It's a big world, so I don't think that is an opportunity to go off the back of that." Speaking about Halloween Ends, he pretty much confirmed this will not be a continuation of the David Gordon Green trilogy. And then he goes on to say, "The foundation of it is the original film, the John Carpenter movie, the characters of that film, and perhaps a group of characters that we really haven't focused on that much in recent film versions or even a number of them. It's a creative reset, completely going back to the original film, as opposed to spinning out of any of the more recent film adaptations." So that is what Mark Helwig said, the head of worldwide television at Miramax. It is a complete creative reset, going back to the original film. Look, I want to be clear, guys. I want to be perfectly clear. This is still very early in the process. You know, I don't want to be one of these Halloween fans or horror fans in general, you know, fans of these established franchises that just shits over a new project, shits all over a new project, shits all over a new movie, a new TV show, before it even comes out. I've seen that a lot over the years. I saw it with Halloween 2018. I feel like a lot of people who don't like that movie made up their mind even before it came out. I remember I saw that with the Child's Play reboot. You know, a lot of people who hated that movie hated it before it even came out. I don't want to be that. This could be great. This could be excellent. This could be outstanding. They don't even have a creative team in place. Now, according to Mark Helwig, they hope to lock one in very soon. But they don't even have a creative team in place. So I want to stress that. It's still very early. But obviously the big thing people are taking away with this interview is the complete creative reset part of his answer. The whole idea of going back to the roots and going back to the original film. And I don't hate that idea. But I gotta say, when I read that, when I saw this pop up on my phone and I read that, I have to admit I was a little disappointed. Mildly disappointed is a good way to describe my reaction because, simply put, I feel like we just did this. We just did a movie with Halloween 2018 that went back to the roots, that was all about going back and honoring that original John Carpenter movie and taking the franchise back to the roots. And we just had a trilogy that was about taking the franchise back to the roots. And one thing I do not want is another Laurie Strode story. If we're really going to do this, can we please just not have another Laurie Strode story? And that's what I fear. Guys, we've done the Laurie Strode angle so much. We did it in Halloween 1978. We did it in Halloween 2, 1981. We did it in H2O. We did it in Rob Zombie's Halloween with Scout Taylor Compton. I know that wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis, but we did it. You know, we saw it in Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Like, we don't need another Laurie Strode story, guys. She's had enough focus. She's had enough spotlight. I love her. She's one of my favorite final girls of all time. But it's time to focus on something else. And luckily, Hellwig says, like, we want to focus on characters. With the idea they have, they want to focus on characters that haven't been focused on in quite a long time and that connect to the original 1978 film. But again, I guess the problem with that is who? I mean, who could they be talking about? You know, everyone from that original 1978 film is dead. I mean, Annie's dead. Linda's dead. Bob is dead. Paul isn't dead, but he wasn't really a major character. And then the other major characters we got in the David Gordon Green trilogy. We saw Nurse Marion and she got focus. We saw Tommy Doyle. We saw Lindsay Wallace and she got focus. And so who could they be talking about? I mean, they could be talking about a Loomis prequel or something, you know, a show based on Loomis, but I don't know if I'm all that interested in like a Loomis prequel. Whenever someone has brought up like a Loomis prequel, I've just kind of rolled my eyes and I just am not all that excited about that idea at all. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think this was an opportunity to do something really fresh and do something like maybe do something bold and maybe make a sequel or a continuation or reboot of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And I know there are a ton of people in this franchise that wanted a sequel or a continuation to Halloween 4. And that's not what we're getting. And this is what we do know is this concept is going to be tied to the original film. And again, I don't hate that. I just don't want another Laurie Strode story. And I don't know, as far as characters that haven't been focused on in a while, I don't know who they could possibly focus on that they haven't focused on in a while, because a lot of the major characters from 1978 are obviously dead, or you already focused on them in the David Gordon Green trilogy. So, guys, I don't know. I'll certainly give this a chance. Again, I'm not trying to be too down on this. I'm not even trying to be down on this. I like that they're bringing back to the roots. I love the original 1978 film. I think the whole idea that I've seen you floated of, you know, telling that story of the 1978 film from, you know, a different perspective or in a different way could be cool. It's still very early, but yeah, I'm just trying to give my early thoughts and early feelings, and my early feelings is mild disappointment. Again, we need more. We need to know the creative team behind it. We have to get more information, but mild disappointment is kind of my initial reaction, because it really does come down to, you know, going back to the roots, going to John Carpenter's original, focusing on that original film. Kind of feel like we just did that with David Gordon Green, with Halloween 2018 in particular. I was just ready for something a little bit new. We still need to give it time. You know, again, don't just shit all over it. Don't just hate it before it's ever come out or we learn anything more about it. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys later. Take care.